Hey guys, it's Carly here from My Favorite Things, and I'm excited to share with you this sunflower card using the Sending Sunflowers kit. Let's talk about all the goodies in the Sending Sunflowers kit. Now first, there's a Sunflower Wreath Dynamics, which is a great set that has the wreath, it has sunflowers that are meant to be layered, it even has a daisy, and it's really smartly designed, so for each size of sunflower, and there are 3, you have 2 on the same die, so you only have to pass it through your die cut machine one time to get the layers you need to make your sunflower. Now there's also the Farmhouse Foundations Dynamics, which has the really cute vessels and the stems, the Thoughtful Greeting stamp set, the Falling for Houndstooth paper pad, and a bunch of gorgeous cardstock. It's a great kit. In the card I'm making today, I'm using the jar from the Farmhouse Foundation set. I've die cut it from a panel of white cardstock, and I'm going to use that negative space. Now I want to fill up my jar with some water, so I've got a piece of vellum here, and I'm just swiping on some Lazy Day blue ink to kind of turn my vellum into water. Now I'm going to die cut that vellum with the Sand and Surf Dynamics, which is not part of the kit, but it's a great die. I highly recommend it if you don't have it in your collection. Kind of putting it behind my panel to see how I'd like it to sit. And then I'm just going to use a plain old glue pen to adhere it to the back of that die cut panel. So that is going to be the water in my jar. My next step is to adhere that jar panel to a folded white card. I'm going to use a little bit of foam tape around the edges, and that will give me room when my jar panel is on my card to actually stick my sunflowers in there like I'm arranging real flowers. One of the things I struggle with in card making is being precise and lining things up. So I learned a trick from my friend Julie Ebersol that if you put tape on and then only remove the liner paper part way, it gives you the wiggle room that you might need to line the card up with the panel and get everything on there straight. So I highly recommend that. So my flower jar card is ready and it needs flowers. So here's an example of one pass through my die cut machine. You get 2 sunflower layers and a middle. And then, like I said, there's 3 sizes of these gorgeous sunflowers. Now you might be asking, why on earth am I coloring them with Copics? Why didn't I just cut them out of the gorgeous yellow cardstock from the kit? Yeah, that's a fair question. Sometimes I do things the hard way. Don't ask me why. I think I thought I was going to do some really detailed shading or something, and that's really not my thing either. So I just did a simple color variation with my markers, but I did color all of them. And I do have to say, the plus side of that was it was incredibly relaxing after a long day. So I spent a good long while coloring and assembling flowers, and I felt great afterwards. Super relaxing. Highly recommend. Now I also die cut the stems in white and colored them with a Copic marker, you know, silly Carly. And then I just glued the sunflowers on top so I could pop them in my vase like I was actually doing a little floral arrangement. Now you see some of those are the stems and some of them are actually supposed to be kind of like, I don't know, some other kind of floral filler, like something with buds, a branch, maybe, whatever. I just use them all kind of interchangeably. I just cut off any extra that might be showing past my sunflower. Now, once I decided on my little floral arrangement, I used a glue pen to put a little bit of glue on the back of each sunflower and adhere it to my card. And that left the stems just kind of floating around wherever they may land in the vase, and I liked how that looked. Then I added a few leaves. I found my tweezers were helpful in this instance to hold them so I could add a little bit of glue on the back and then also tuck them in that floral arrangement. Now at this point I realized I probably should have added my sentiment from the Thoughtful Greeting stamp set before I foam mounted that vase panel to the folded card, but oh well, we'll make it work. Now a trick that I always use with stamping sentiments directly on card that I've already created is I put it into my MISTI with a piece of acetate on top. Then I can ink up the stamp and stamp it on the acetate, and that lets me check my spacing, my positioning, make sure everything is straight or in the middle or whatever it is, basically just that I like it. And then if I don't like it, I can wipe off that acetate, reposition my stamp, or if I do like it, I can wipe off that acetate, remove it, ink the stamp, and stamp again. And I actually don't like how it looks. So I'm going to wipe off the acetate, reposition my stamp, ink it up and stamp it again, and make sure I really like where it's positioned. And then the bonus of doing this tester is also helping me, since my vase panel is already foam mounted to a card, my sentiment is stamping a little bit wonky because of uneven pressure, so it's helping me figure out where I need to put extra pressure to get a very good impression of my sentiment. And finally, when I'm happy with how it looks, I'm going to take off that acetate, put it behind my stamping mat in my MISTI so I have it for next time, and then ink up my stamp and stamp it again. For the final touch, I'm grabbing the brown Copic that I used to color my sunflower centers, and I'm just using it to dot on a little bit of faux paint splatter. And here's the final card. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I really appreciate you being here. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And if you aren't subscribed to MFT's YouTube channel, definitely click that button. There's some fun stuff happening here, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks again, and have a great day.